attest to that because I feel like I do watch more of the DC animated shit than I would like their movies. Like I haven't watched Wonder Woman. I don't care about Aquaman. Respectfully, like
You know how many times I watched Red Hood and the Killing Joke?
like the whole comic book scene and all of that, but just in terms of like what they put out there and pop culture, like these movies and stuff. If I'm like, I really like Guardians of the Galaxy. I like how Ant-Man felt. What else was fire that they was doing? Doctor Strange. Like when they really showing all of these dimensions and they really going into different realms and stuff.
You seen that? You seen that Wolverine Deadpool shit coming? That shit
E-
crazy.
I already got my tickets.
Even that's exciting. Wolverine and Deadpool. You know what I'm saying? When Marvel first got Spider-Man back, that shook the room, bro.
Because what Spider-Man and X-Men, that was still Fox, wasn't it? For a minute.
Sony had Spider-Man, Fox had X-Men.
So are y'all big on like the X-Men '97 that's been driving?
That was cool.
I'm skeptical to watch it, to be honest, but a lot of folks said it was solid, but I don't know, something about it. I keep thinking about the OG X-Men, and then I don't know. It's
Nah, I'm gonna be
like
real.
if you're an anime fan, it's like Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Z Kai. It's like once
they got some gore in there. I could get what you're saying though, cause it don't have like it got the old look. It don't have the old vibe to it.
it ain't the same flavor.
Yeah, it feels like a remix. It does feel like a remix rather than like they took us back. But it's alright. I seen one episode. I'm not gonna act like I watched everything. I seen the first episode. I was like, I gotta keep checking out more. But I started watching BMF. I'm not gonna lie. I got into, you know what I'm saying? I got into BMF. Yeah, you know, I watched it all through 3 seasons. I started binge watching that right there. That caught my attention. But yeah, you know what I mean? The differences is that's why I feel like main stage. I told you this too, Razor. People got to stop acting like there's not a main stage. Like nobody's happy in a championship in the G League and just calling it a career there. Like yeah, I went to the G League and I won the chip. Yeah, I went to China and I won the chip and it's over. Like I think somewhere in the back of your mind, when you grind in basketball, you do want to make it to the NBA. You do want to see if quote unquote the NBA got the best players on the world. Yeah, I want to be there. I want to bust their ass.
With all due respect, at the end of the day, there's always one king of the jungle. There's always one man at the top of the food chain.
Yeah. And that's how you got to sharpen your tools with them, right? Like, remember what you were saying. You felt like the comments might be true. Osprey might have been running away from the schedule.
So I have an update on that. I guess Osprey commented on it, and then right before Dynamite started, Tony Khan trying to flip this into a story. He's like, yeah, he got the week off, but guess what? Next week he's fighting Phoenix for the Continental title. Where the fuck he has, what belt he has. So we're getting another title match next week. Not an eliminator, a title match.
Usual antics. You know, usual antics. Usual AEW shenanigans right there. TT, what's up, TT? I you out there.
I'm telling you, Tony Khan and Dave Meltzer, once in a while, they'll get some funny shit going, especially that early in the morning. It'd be some dumb shit, but it's going to be funny because somehow they're going to turn a questionable situation into the worst thing you've ever heard in your life.
Yeah, I like the conversation we had prior. I wasn't really I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't in tune to watch AEW tonight live. If there's something worth watching, then I guess I got to go back.
I saw everything I needed to see. It's everything that I told you it was going to be.
Yeah, so I feel like I'm gonna save myself some time with that. I feel like NXT put on a good show yesterday for it being a show. I felt like I told both of you guys this. It was a showcase of the females yesterday. Like that's what I gathered from
you see
yesterday's
the
show.
Numbers for the numbers for the viewership?
No, I didn't. I missed it.
They just missed 800K. It was like 770 something or something like that.
Wow.
They killed it.
And it's crazy to say that like they killed it. Like I'm not really surprised, but look at and this is no disrespect, no shade to the woman that was on the roster, but like you talk about AEW, they take pride in putting their best lineup every week out there and in random matches. And this was a build up to to the show on Sunday and the UFC Apex.
I'll
Felt
go
like
one
it was a
step
good
further
show.
with that.
Talk
I'll
to
go a
me.
little bit. I'll go a little bit
They did
deeper.
have a very entertaining show yesterday. It was very like it was action, even though and it was showcased like you said by the females. That was real dope. Most of the show was showcased by the ladies.
Let's give
Yeah,
a
the
round
main
of
event.
applause to Sexy Red for essentially potentially bringing in a good chunk of new audience viewers to enjoy what we saw last night.
Okay, so you feel like she definitely had a part in the viewership rising.
Much like when Bad Bunny took the world by storm, much like when Logan Paul took the world by storm, Mike Tyson back in the day. The entertainment community outside of professional wrestling is their best friend. At the end of the day, it's all entertainment. They are kinfolk to one another.
I
It's
think we all
okay.
love a good crossover. Hell yeah.
Imagine what Swerve could have had if they kept Rick Ross. We got to taste what we end up with Sexy Red last night with Ross telling Keith Lee, "Get that big motherfucker."
I will say this though, I thought like Jordan Grace, like her segment, I thought she got like kind of overshadowed with like the other girls like Jada Park and them, like that segment. I thought that she was more entertaining.
I wouldn't go overshadowed because at the end of the day, it is a WWE product, so you would want your time to be showcased more. And also, yes, this is the second time we see Jordan Grace this year, but we're slow. We're just introducing her little by little, much like we'll get to the closing segments of NXT with another individual formerly of Total Nonstop Action Wrestling.
Yeah,
I think to your point, it was a tune-up match for Jordan Grace too, right? Like prior to this, we've only seen her in the WWE ring in the Royal Rumble, so I think they wanted to give her, a little softball match. It was a good match going into the pay-per-view, but like you said,
is
the
our
main
appetizer
attention,
before a possible entree.
facts. And I'm not mad at them showcasing their newer title. Like that is their new title. There should be some emphasis on the spotlight that was given for that last night. You know what I'm saying? Like these women were going hard. They kind of made me forget that this is a secondary title, to be honest.
And also, until Snake mentioned it, I didn't realize it was completely mostly the women being showcased on that show.
Yeah.
That completely just went right past my head.
Yeah. Because I was paying, like, we looking at it, we like, okay, they started off with the females, Jordan Grace, and then you go into the segment where they got all of the females talking, you know what I'm saying, for the match, to promote the match. Then they main event in the match. You got Thea Hale slid into a match with Jasmine Nix, who I got me and Snake still, she looked phenomenal out there.
yeah. Nix was the truth.
Yeah.
That girl was the truth.
This is the first time I've seen her. I'm not really too up to date with the current NXT crowd, but very impressive.
We seen a new fake Harlem Heat tag team came in for one commercial and they was gone. I don't know what their name was. We was waiting for you, Razor, to let us know who they was. Like, who are those guys?
Did you see the two big brothers that got attacked by Gallus?
So I just came back to the house. I just missed that part. I thought Gallus just came out and started cutting promos on shit before Wesley pulled up and all that fun stuff.
Nah,
So
it seemed like these two dudes. Yeah, it seemed like these two dudes. They look like they in great shape too. Like I'm gonna be honest. They gave him an entrance. They showed their names. I didn't catch their names, but yeah, Gallus just went in and attacked them, and they deaded whatever match was gonna happen. And then, like you said, you seen what you saw with Gallus cutting that promo. How you feel about that? Yeah.
That's going to be a very interesting triple threat. I mean, I've heard nothing but great things about Obafemi. I've always been a fan of Gallus's work, and as far as Wesley, the man needs no introduction. he's been that dude for years. I'm just happy to see he's healthy once again.
I think Obafemi is one of the more serious people that I've seen hold the championship. Like, obviously we seen Solo Sikoa hold it for about a half a second before they made him relinquish it back.
Before they fast-tracked him.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Oh, no, you can't hold this title on the main roster. And then we see Dominic Mysterio a few months later. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, if I'm Solo, I'm hot.
Oh, yeah, that I felt like, again, that was a missed opportunity right there. They obviously had Solo with the championship early in the bloodline, but I think the fans forgot that. You know what I'm saying?
I
Or
mean,
probably just don't care about it.
again, or much like Sammy, could they be trying to fast track into that transcendence of which his character, his personality alone, he don't ever need a belt.
I mean, yeah.
We don't see that very often in wrestling in general. Once in a while, yeah, but Sammy was the first time we've seen this in probably ages, and now we're seeing this potentially with Solo Sikoa. So again, I'm
Correct me if I'm
very interested
wrong.
to see where
Even
they
with
go with this.
Umaga, even the way they used Umaga before, you'll see Umaga in like prominent
wasn't the IC champ a couple
storylines.
times?
Yeah, you gave him a few belts here and there. He might have been ECW champion, but it was something that like when we knew he was out there, we knew he was a fierce competitor. It
We knew
wasn't
he was
like,
getting some action.
yeah,
with my boy Armando
oh man,
Alejandro
yo,
Estrada.
I love troll managers. That was my guy right there. Him,
And
Ricardo Rodriguez, the likes of them
also
characters.
both of them are still wrestling on the indies today.
Armando wrestling.
Oh, he was wrestling before then. Again, he's not too bad himself. He ain't half bad. Same with Ricardo.
Okay. It's interesting to see. I haven't seen too much of Eddie Thorpe. I know I was reading he's from New Japan, so maybe you could like help me with that. But I think they're gonna bring him in for a match on Sunday as well, if I'm not mistaken.
I was very interested when WWE snagged him up because if anything, I thought they were gonna go for Clark Connors or maybe even an Alex Coughlin purely because he's a big, thick, meaty man.
I remember
right up Vince's alley.
Yeah,
but with Thorpe again, very talented, very athletic. Mic work, he's getting there. Just again, I'm not sure. He never really got a chance to find a rhythm in New Japan because he was just out of his young lion graduation. So he was still finding his own then. So we're getting an. It's not again. It's very rare when WWE picks up a guy that's still very raw. So again, I'm not certain where they're going to go with it. I'm kind of happy they're going towards his Native American roots. So this should be pretty fun.
Yeah, I want to ask you something else too, because me and Snakes was having a good laugh with this. Adrian Chase you.
Oh,
what?
Oh, we're going there already.
Who are them guys?
We're going right to it, huh?
Niggas are like,
yeah, man.
Principles. Like, come on, like, what's going on?
Okay, so how can I put this without being over the top, blatantly disrespectful? Do you remember back in the 90s this TV show called Coach or something like that?
Nah.
It may have been made toward the 80s. Anyways, so essentially, long story short, it's supposed to be like kind of how if Spirit Squad met the B team, but on their own, they're all very talented individuals. It's just even me, I'm not a big fan of the over the top, cheesy punchlines and all that. I thought they were gonna break up a year and a half ago, to be honest, because they've had a few segments and matches and marquee matches, mind you, to where they hinted they're gonna tease. Adrian Chase has teased turning on all of them at some point in time to begin with. I don't know why they're gun shy about pulling the trigger on it,
especially having Duke did. Duke, I thought Duke was gonna split from them, like you said, a year and a half ago. Like I thought they really kept him.
I thought old girl would have left him a long time ago.
Yeah,
because she's the real star of that faction. She once they found out what she could do in the ring, she took that faction by storm like Rhea took over Judgment Day. I shit you not.
Did y'all speak on the Young OG segment with Spears?
Nah, that
we
shit was fire. Yeah, we literally we was just out here just chopping it up, talking some Marvel, DC shit. You came in at the right time, brother.
Type shit.
The Young OG segment though. Sean Spears. I think I was texting you, Razor or Snake. I was telling one of you guys that I was like, yeah, this Sean Spears. I like this right here.
Again, and we're getting himself
showcase that young kid. Like
that's why I like it so much, because it's like Sean Spears is in that position where we know he's an older talent, so he's definitely coming over to NXT to help the younger talent right now at this position rather than put himself over. And That right there, just the way that what's his name is Jabbar
Chef's
Carter.
kiss. Yeah,
Yo,
Trayvon Carter. Yeah,
his striking abilities,
impressive.
fire. It's
Very
fire.
impressive.
Like the way he slaps down and then strikes, I don't see that at all. I'm gonna just say, not to even say you don't really see that. I'm gonna get a man his credit. I don't see that at all. The way his contact was, it was super impressive. You know what I'm saying?
He's definitely on the right path.
Do you guys feel like he's gonna get fast tracked? You seen that tweet he put out? I know
Yes,
Snake
sir.
Eyes sent me that tweet.
I was about to
Yeah,
say that. That was a great way to follow up a good night. Like, listen, great way to grab your nuts. Like, man, you know what? I'm challenge myself, man. Randy, you the youngest champ. I'm gonna break that. I'm gonna try to be the next youngest champ. You know what I mean? That's big shoes to fill. But
There
according to
is
the comments, he has 4 years, I guess.
There is a big difference from dropping your nuts on the table and just looking down at 50 cal snapper saying pull the trigger. That again, you nice, but you ain't there yet, my boy.
So in 4 years, can he not be the champion in 4 years?
I'm saying like I'm gonna be real.
Now,
This might
hold
be
on,
a
real
hot.
quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
We talking NXT champion or WWE champion?
Nah, Randy was the youngest heavyweight champion, right?
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
what the tweet
but
was. Yeah.
are we incorporating the NXT in that sense? So likely to be considered a third brand or the
Nah,
titles?
D
Nah,
title.
If it's the titles,
yeah.
brother, gonna need one hell of a Hail Mary.
Well, I
Now,
think he'll
Because
probably be on NXT for like the next 2 years and a half, probably.
again,
Probably. I don't know
we
how the
know what his
process is.
target goal is. Let's just enjoy the road. Let's see what he does, and then again, now whether he likes it or not, he now has a standard on him of excellence. So step up.
Right.
I feel
Don't
like he
talk
could
the talk if you
definitely
can't
win the
walk the
NXT
walk.
championship. He could win the NXT championship sooner than the you know what I'm saying? Obviously, that'll be the more obtainable goal because he's on the NXT roster right now.
It's got to be the right time and the right opponent. My concern with him is he's much like, which is I think is the coming style in WWE and wrestling, but in general, a lot of people are turning into very situational performers. They're not really learning how to gel with anybody because most guys there are the same size to begin with. Like, what happens if they recruit a bigger guy? What happens if he has to take on someone like Obafemi, Ivar, a Braun Strowman, a Omos?
I'm
How
not
is he
gonna
going to
lie,
react?
he looked in pretty good shape. I understand your concerns there, but he looked in pretty good shape. You know what I'm saying? Like I would have more of those concerns with like a Wesley. Like okay, like we see the type of match Wesley would have to put on with like even him being in that triple threat with the brother from
But
Gallus.
Wesley, we've been preconditioned to see that he's battle tested NXT already against some of those bigger guys.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, he's had the injury bug, but again, he's shown what he can do. This young man over here, he's calling his shot like Babe Ruth. All right, you're at bat. You're on. Get your ass on deck and the batter's box. Let's go.
Yeah. Nah, I
But the
think
thing
he could
is, though,
definitely
like
hit.
he is like aligned with like Trick Williams right now. Trick Williams a champ, so that cuts off his like championship NXT finale.
And even
I mean,
Trick's
listen,
still pretty green too.
things could change as of Sunday if Ethan Page wins against Trick Williams. Now I don't see that happening, but
I do.
if anything, you see it happening immediately. Boom, first
I
match
do.
in.
That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy.
You heard it here, chat. You heard it here.
The only
All ego.
I can see Lash. I can see Lash getting involved too, because she'll try to like get back Ethan Page for Ethan taking on her boys. Clock's trick on accident. Ethan hits his shit 1, 2, 3 and new.
I like how he came out with no music. He didn't have no music yet. Ethan Page, nigga just came out like.
I feel like all ego can have like a real like Bobby Roode kind of glorious vibe to him if he desires to do like such a gimmick like that. I'm
Wait,
not sure.
hold
Like,
on, HD. Let me ask Razor a question because the way you just like described Ethan Page is winning this title of Trick Williams. So let me ask you a question. What's your thoughts on Trick Williams? You're not big on Trick Williams?
again, him being mellow was nice. Fast tracking him straight to Ilya, I feel was a little bit too much too soon. Yes, the crowd loves him. However, there's a lot of flaws in his game. if so, let me ask you this: if you put him in the NXT roster where it had Rude, Nakamura, Finn, Joe, Ciampa, Malachi, or Alistair, Andrade, can Trick hang with all them?
No, that's a tough crop to have involved.
I'm just saying.
I just think that Ilja and them was on their way up, so it was the way to just hand it over. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I could see that, and the crowd getting behind him don't hurt.
I definitely see what you see though. Like Trick still has ways to go before he could go to the main.
And aside from the Mellows, all we've seen is him versus Mello as far as something that's marquee. Honestly, who I would have wanted to see dethrone Ilya would have been Tony D'Angelo.
Yeah, he smashed on last night, right?
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned
he's been killing it too.
He gave a gentleman's 20 to Damon Kemp in that Heritage Cup. I kind of like the concept of that match. I feel like I've only seen that match probably like a handful of times. I kind of forgot all about it.
I thought it was just a tournament, to be honest.
Yeah, I didn't know they defending the cup. Like, you know what I mean? I guess that's the thing, defending the cup. But yeah, nonetheless, though, it was an impressive. It was like a combination of like speed, an Iron Man match, a 2 out of 3 falls kind of match.
Right.
It was fire. Do y'all feel my concern with him is injuries?
The internet wasn't really fucking with that match concept, but
yeah, I could see why though. Like I felt like that was another thing that threw me off too though. Like that was a concept from like the UK, right? The UK Heritage Cup or something like that. NXT UK.
They started it, but again, it's that catch as catch can style. I mean, for a minute, that's what New Japan was trying to do with their TV title. Just one 15-minute match, boom. After the if you can't beat in 15, the champion retains and stuff like that. But again, very similar. But instead of multiple rounds, it was just one go. The multiple round segment, I feel they could do without, but their rules.
I mean, so let me ask you fellas, man. Sunday, who wins the first ever title, the women? Like, who gets it?
I think Lash Legend gonna get it.
I think Lash will go
promos. Based on the promos, that Kalani girl came kind of strong.
It's gonna come down to her or Sol Ruka.
I was thinking so too. They look like they'll throw the belt on.
Maybe Mia Yim or Michi to reward her for what she's been doing lately and just stay in the course, trust in the process. I can see them doing that route, but it definitely one of them three. Lash, I feel that she'll get the winner of Jordan Grace and Roxanne Perez.
Wow, so Jada Parker is just not a possible champion.
Not yet. But she'll probably be the next contender, and that's probably we'll see maybe the end of the year in that program.
So hold on, Sunday is just a match for like, it's just like a showcase match between the two champions. Is any of the NXT belt on the line?
NXT belt is on the line
for Jordan Grace and Roxanne Perez.
Jordan Grace is competing for the NXT Women's Championship.
Ooh.
That's nice. We have a case where both the NXT titles get lost to TNA talent.
I think it'd be a compelling story. Like this is NXT losing control.
One of them is definitely going. I can anticipate. I can see that legitimately. One of them definitely going because who was it that right for the break, it made the rounds on Twitter where some dude was flashing on Booker T and other homeboy at the announcer's desk, and he got thrown out by security.
Jensen.
Brooks Jensen, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He
that was fire that you sent me too, yeah.
And right after that, he cut a promo in his car stating that he got kicked out of the building, and he teased he may go to the opposition and make an impact. So I've been talking about this for a few months now. TNA about to make some noise in NXT. That's going to be the new war. I'm here for it.
I could see that. I would like to see a few matches take place between both companies right there. I feel like they're giving us the fire one to start off with, which is between the females. They're giving us the top talent between the females. We're gonna have to wait for something fire between the guys. I feel like I have the last I really remember from Jensen was him and Briggs in the tag team.
Yeah, he mentioned he's been doing little to nothing, and he's like, what else do I gotta do? Fuck that. All y'all can kiss my ass.
No, yeah, I could see that. So it's definitely good that they showcasing something for him, getting something for him in motion. You know what I'm saying? I'd like to see what else they got going on. And again, we've talked about this all the time, Razor. I feel like TNA positioned themselves. I don't know if this was done strategically or not, but the fact that they didn't announce themselves as direct competition to WWE, and look, they have it seems a great working relationship as of right now.
They've never done it in the 20s they've been around. They kind of teased it when Hogan and Bischoff were around, very seldomly, but that was no more than a few months, realistically. But other than that, they've never called for competition. They're just doing their own thing.
Yeah, so I think they definitely doing a good job right there. You know what I'm saying?
You also touched on Mia getting rewarded for her work. See the OC, they ran down on them brothers.
Oh
You
yeah,
think they could win the titles this weekend?
I would like for them to win the championships. Actually, I feel like the tandem of Axiom and Nathan Frazier, if I got his name correct.
Yep.
I think they kind of like what you said with Trick Williams. They gave them the belt because you're gonna move Braun Breaker and Baron Corbin up to the main roster. So somebody needed to get that rub. You know, they put on a good match to get the titles. But I think now it's time to pass it along.
Now, in Trick's case, no disrespect. If anything, for him, it's just let him know what it feels like, so he knows how to keep that work ethic going. So when he does get that title back or go to the main roster, he knows he's ready for the long haul.
Okay. I ain't mad at that. Facts, because you know, right now I feel like we're in the little honeymoon stages. He won the championship, everything is happy.
I mean, I won't say honeymoon.
Who's truly a contender to Trick right now? You know what I'm saying? In NXT,
you have Tony D'Angelo. You have technically now Ethan Page. Wouldn't be mad if Wesley challenges eventually. You could probably see Lexus King challenge it in probably at least maybe end of the year.
I think that's why they brought Ethan over to like bring some different type of spice to it while they get someone else ready. You know what I mean?
And that's also a power move right there, right? It's also going to show, in my opinion, I could be wrong, but why do you fast track at Ethan Page? It's to me, it's a subtle shot at AEW. Look, this is somebody you had nothing going on for.
I'm gonna tell you right now, AEW has nothing to do with this, because before that, this man was the guy in Impact. Him, Josh Alexander, the North. They were running Impact. They got Impact out of some dark times. This is essentially the new AJ Styles in that respects.
You see, I'm gonna say this though. I don't think Ethan Page in the ring. I've seen enough to say that. I do like his character though. Like what he presents as a character though.
Yes, Mike Steele's A1.
Text me real quick. When he presents as a character though, yeah, it's definitely. I remember seeing him in Impact, so I'm gonna agree with you there. His work over there, but as far as in the ring though, I feel like AJ Styles is phenomenal for a reason. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm just putting in the regards of AJ was Mr. TNA for a good chunk, and then for another chunk in TNA history, Ethan Page was that dude, that Mr. Reliable.
Right.
He had the company flag. That was his show. That was his house.
Okay, so boom. Let me ask you this, right? And I definitely see that. So that when they bring in a LA Knight, do you feel like they give him I feel like they give him a push, but it's not. They haven't really gave him nothing of significance. You feel like age is a factor in that for him?
It could be, but also again, they're just trying to figure out. Okay, there's obviously a missing piece of this puzzle. How do we find it, and how do we even figure it out? Because if you look at him on paper, it's borderline flawless. Like where exactly, like you know, if you're doing your 2K character, and it's like a 98, and you don't know which one will get you to 99 or whatever. You're trying to just figure out which one of those slots you need to put that last meter there.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, where do we got to fit it, polish you off at? It's like, it's confusing. It's puzzling. It's disturbing.
Maybe we talking about LA Knight, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you put a cap on it at SummerSlam. He defeats Logan in his hometown for the belt.
I mean, I think that happened. I think the question is like, obviously, there's something about his overall like title or no title. Something about him is missing.
And again, the only reason
I think he's been getting put over by great talent. He's for Roman. He's for AJ Styles. He's for Cole. Like he's for a lot of people that put him over.
No, the only reason I bring up LA Knight because he came from Impact as well, right? And then I was looking at how he was presented in NXT. Like he had an okay run over there. You know, he beat with Cameron Grimes, had the
but even in NXT, even in Impact, even in NWA, he was always there's something about him that was missing.
Okay, so you
he's
feel like
gone, even as Eli Drake, something was missing.
You feel like Ethan Page is more polished than LA Knight then?
I wouldn't say more polished, but he has a better idea of what the end goal is.
That's I'm just trying to pick his.
Fell off. Like, come on.
Nah, that's what I'm saying. I'm just trying to pick his mind real quick and see why.
It could honestly, God, be Ethan Page is younger.
Okay, I could see that too. Because
honestly, could be it.
Kind of going back to something you said, NXT did want him before he signed to AEW. So it's not, again, I know I did mention I feel like WWE did that to show AEW, but again, NXT did want to sign him beforehand, but we're now getting him age 34. So you know what I'm saying? We're gonna see what they could do with him.
But again, as far as ring work, yes, I will say that again, Ethan Page's work is a little bit cleaner. Because if you're going to break it down, yes, LA Knight has those feet of athleticism over just box jump in the ropes. He can't do that. Aside from that one trick, it's just the usual big man stuff.
Yeah, striker, brawler,
much like I'll do one better. Much like with Jey Uso, aside from the yeet and the super kick, what is he?
Oh no, we're not doing that.
It's what it is though.
Yo, you want his opinion? There you go.
Think about it. Right let that sink in real quick.
See, I ain't gonna lie. The thing that bothered me was the whole yeet in the bank stuff.
Okay, so hold on. Jey Uso has a over the ring aerial assault. We're not doing that. Jey Uso has.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
You try to suggest him to a super kick and a yeet. We're not doing that. He has an aerial assault. He has a DDT move. He has the Uso splash. We're not doing that. Like he got the rock spit in your hand, clap you.
LA Knight has a DDT. Yeah. LA Knight also has a nice drop kick. You can consider LA Knight's box up as some aerial game. Again, what's the difference?
I don't like. I'm gonna be honest with that box jump. That box jump from LA Knight don't look the cleanest.
Not even close.
He don't look like it half the time.
What you mean? Jey Uso don't look athletic to you in the ring?
Again, sometimes you can tell when he's just dicking around and it just looks a little messy.
That's because he's going up against. He's not going up against someone that's athletic as him. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, he's not fighting too many athletic, it's like dudes that can bring out the other stuff that he can do. Like,
my point is, you put them two in a one-on-one match, don't hold your breath for much, aside from the crowd just going yeet and yeah.
So Jey Uso versus Ricochet. You don't think that could be a dope match?
Ricochet gonna sell that shit though.
Ricochet is different than both of them.
I'm just
Ricochet
saying,
gonna
like
sell
that
that
match
shit.
would be like high action. Like you don't think Jey Uso can hang with a Ricochet in the ring? Like
Jey Uso can hang with the best of them. I
I'm
just feel
talking
like
about like move sets though, because the way he like way Ranger trying to make it seem like he just some basic.
nah, I'm gonna be honest.
To
Press
keep it a
Moveset
box,
buck,
wise,
press triangle.
to keep it a buck, Ricochet might be a bit of a stretch for this reason. Ricochet is drastically more elusive, and on top of that, I mean, yeah, Jimmy's still gonna do the high spots and all that like usual, but Ricochet is gonna have just a little more snap on his stuff.
Okay.
Ricochet might be a little bit above Jey Uso, respectfully.
you know why it's
He's
hard
more
for me to
fearless than
critique
Jay. I
Jay?
get that.
It's hard for me to critique Jay because he's a twin and he's from a tag team. So
That's the other thing. That's the other
nasty
thing.
his.
That's the other part about it too. He's
That's a good
stronger as a tag team. Like not all tag team guys are singles guys. Not saying he's not bad. It's just
Nah, but like you look at the
stick to
crop,
your
he looks.
strengths.
If you comparing him to a Gunther, like we saw what happened. Like you know, what I'm saying? Like the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion, like Jey Uso not going to hang with that at the moment. Like you
Jey
know what I'm
Uso
saying?
got the best. He got the best thing going right now in the company.
Nah, he got the like. I've heard people say like when
He-
his entrance happens, it feels like a party. So it's for, and I've been in the building, not with the Fireflies, because I went pre-Mania, but it do feel lit when Jey Uso come out there. Like it's a vibe for sure.
Here's my question:
Mm.
Had the Usos that split up again, eventually just because of say Vince is there and they split up, whatever. Without Roman doing what Roman did during their time in the Bloodline, would it be the same? I say no.
Mm. You mean like
Allowing him to
grow.
allowing Jay to come and do his persona, whatever.
Right.
Whereas if you just split them up without the Bloodline influence,
Nah,
Jay
this was the
likely
best
be
way.
floundering.
Yeah, this is the best way because
It was the only way.
We like even though we enjoy Jay right now, I still think part of us are waiting for the brothers to get back together. Like we enjoy this run of his singles run, but ultimately we want to see him find his way back to his family. You know what I mean? And maybe I'm just speaking for myself. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong on y'all end, but I feel like a lot of people want to see where he's gonna go with Jay in the bloodline rather than keeping him as just a strictly singles competitor. Like this is just Jey Uso, main event Jey Uso.
But check this out though. He could get his family back, but do they have to be tag champions? So what if he gets his family back and he got a strap? Like he's going for the money in the bank. If he
At
get
this
that,
point, Jimmy Uso should be rooting him on. You know what I'm saying? Just like he was when they were in the bloodline. When he was injured, when Jimmy was injured, he always had Jay back, right? So it's like, why not again? Let Jay go
think
crazy.
about it, right? What if like the whole lead up for Jimmy and Jay was he screwed them out of winning the titles multiple times? What if this time he helps his brother win the money in the bank?
Mm.
So, like we talked about the other day, I can see something like that happening, and then that's how we have Solo and Tama put the pause on it. But like I said, I don't think he's winning Money in the Bank. That'll go to somebody else.
I mean, he cut the first promo, so he's going to be heavily in it.
I mean, okay, he fired the first shot.
I'm just saying. I want to see what the other opponents, but like they gave him a real promo for that. And did y'all see that flyer rolling out talking about Roman and Solo for something? It's like Roman and Solo supposed to be the first fight.
I mean, it could get there though. Like depending how they want. There's so many ways that they could roll out this storyline, right? Like we keep saying Jacob fought too. Like what if he's inserted later on down the line, right? Like when things are a little bit more solidified in terms of the Roman coming back, you see more of the Rock on screen. Then you bring in a Jacob. You know what I'm saying?
It's way too soon for Roman to come back.
Yeah, like we could hold it off. Like it's a lot of things, especially with Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa being inserted again. I feel personally that's where the story is gonna be at for now. In terms of we still got unfinished business with Jimmy. They just beat the shit out of him, and that's that.
There's still
He's
the
gonna come back.
possibility of the third son of Haku entering the fold as well, Hikuleo.
Yeah, so for me, I feel like they really the story is with the second or Bloodline 2.0, whatever folks are calling them now. But
We still in the first quarter.
yeah, for sure.
No, we the second quarter on our way to halftime right about now.
Right. I think we in the second quarter on our way to halftime. I agree.
Yeah, because
like
it's
last week, you feel me? Paul Heyman already hit him with that "Who's we?" Like he already getting there. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah, and again, right, when they say baseball terms, when they're talking about innings, the innings are not timed. Like in real baseball, innings aren't timed, right? So
I mean, technically now they are.
you know, I mean, are they now? Shit. Well,
You got
but
the pitch
my
clock.
historic.
For a pitch. You got to
the pitch clock is timed.
Oh no,
They
I
trying to
mean, yeah,
speed the game up.
yeah, the degree of that, but I mean, technically, if the game is 0-0, like it can continue on. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yep.
so the sudden death that they just implemented, you add the person on what is the second base now or something. Well, you know what I'm saying. But for historically though, the ninth inning, it didn't matter if they said they in the fourth inning. It could be long ways. We remember seeing 10-hour games unfold historically. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So here's my question as far as the Bloodline story, respectfully. Now we all know Rock and Roman is likely going to be the culmination of the whole story, right or wrong?
See, we think.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, okay, so for sake of conversation, say it is. Say that's the end of it. Are we prepared for Roman to finally ride into the sunset like he said he probably would once this is all said and done?
I could see that. And then they bring him back if they absolutely need to. But after this Bloodline story.
But my question is, the way WWE is currently moving right now, with what we now have in the main roster versus what we're currently salivating at as far as potential in NXT, is it safe to say we're in a good spot to not kind of freak out like we did when Edge went down, when Cena started going part-time, all this other shit?
Yeah, as long as the injury bug doesn't plague the younger superstars, then I feel like we're in a good spot. You know what I'm saying? The only question I have, to be honest, is who's gonna fill the void of a real menacing heavyweight contender. I feel like that's what's lacking right now.
Speaking
We're lacking heavyweight heels.
Yeah,
shout out to Drew McIntyre in the movie Batista.
I saw that.
Yeah, Hollywood Drew, man.
Again, WWE setting everyone to Hollywood now.
Even like Drew McIntyre, the way they position him, he's like a tweener. Some weeks you don't know if he's a baby face or if he's a heel. The way he's cutting these promos.
Well, listen, niggas is talking about his contract. That nigga got that new contract. Nigga in the movie. Listen, WWE, we got you, bro. You rock with us, we got you.
And then you have start fucking with CM Punk. He's the most entertaining we see since Cowboy Brock Lesnar.
You know what I think is going on with CM Punk, man? I think he's been like kind of healthy, but he really had to be real with himself and get in the gym and like get his in-ring body in shape to really.
Have you not seen him on the internet? He's yoked right now.
Yeah, he got to put on some he got to get some. We want classic matches. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to see him look sluggish when he really in there with Drew and them. Like, feel me? Taking his time, really getting that shit together.
I mean, they're saying he could be back at any point in time. Now, my thing is, keep his ass out of the UK this weekend. Monday, different story, but right now, this got to be Drew and a Priest one-on-one.
Oh, you know that's not finna be no one-on-one, bro.
But again, that's gonna do more harm to Priest than anything else.
They made Priest look like an animal. How he just choke slammed Drew though out of nowhere though.
But again, you get Punk in that mix, and all that work just went down the drain.
I feel you.
Priest he's worked too hard these last couple months to earn everyone's love and respect.
It just something feels off about this. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if it's like the CM Punk lingering in the storyline, but something definitely feels off with what we about to see unfold.
It's because Judgment got too much shit going on right now. Think about it. You
Could it
have
be
Priest
like
fucking with Drew, who's fucking with Punk, therefore they're funking. You got the whole love triangle with Pimp Daddy Dominic, Rhea Ripley, and Liv Morgan. You have Finn trying to be a big bro saying, nah, get your stank ass out of here.
I feel like with the heavyweight title, with Punk being hurt, this is like the best they could do for now because Seth got hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like, who
Yeah.
knows if the title got took off? You know what I mean? Seth getting hurt, that had a ton to do with, with this new, you know what I mean? Like, let's give it to Priest. I don't know, but
That
like,
definitely played a part, and but also kind of no, because you still got Gunther in the back pocket. You still got Sami Zayn in the back pocket just in case of emergency. They had guys just in case, so they were still in an okay spot. There was no need for like Redcon one just yet. Priest was the right move. I just felt that again. We all knew it was gonna be him versus. We all knew it was gonna be him versus Drew post-Mania and all that. Even once we knew he was gonna cash in, but again, Judgment just got too much different shit.
I just had a random unwelcome thought.
Yeah,
Has there ever been a time ever as somebody cashed in and lost?
Yeah,
a few times.
Oh, word?
Damian Sandow did it. John Cena did it, and I think there's a couple other more.
And lost?
Yeah,
I gotta see.
Yeah,
those.
John Cena did it.
I gotta go watch some history. I gotta go catch those.
it's crazy too because John Cena cashed in a weird way. He announced like, "Oh, I want to fight you on this date."
I want to say he was the first one to do it. To be honest,
he might have been.
I think I remember that because I was right before I stopped watching for a minute.
You said Damien, all right?
Yeah, either Sandow or Cena. I want to say Cena did it before Sandow.
Yeah, I think so too. Baron Corbin lost, if I'm not mistaken.
I want to say there was one more man that did it.
Otis lost his rights at the contract. Remember, Otis won the contract.
We're not talking about that. we're not talking about that.
That shit pissed you off?
I broke like 3 controllers that night.
I'm not gonna. I thought it was up for Otis.
I was hot. Hold on, real quick.
Wait, Otis won the Money in the Bank?
What's that say? What's that say? That's an Otis hat right here, boy. Oh, fuck my boy like that.
Yo, now I'm crying.
Yeah. He got that shit handy too, you heard?
Man.
Yo, my boy waiting for Otis to turn on Gable.
Nah, this shit is too perfect, son. They got an Otis hat.
I've been waiting for this motherfucker to do it for so long.
Nah, you the ghost. I swear to God, that's crazy. I'm crying. Yo.
Yeah, Otis won
the Money in the Bank. That's tough.
I think he won in the pandemic year. If I'm not, was it the pandemic?
But yeah, it was. But even then, Heavy Machine had just broke up. He was white hot. Folks wanted him to do at least something, whether it was that or IC belt, something.
Yeah, they thought it was up. I thought it was up.
He was their hottest thing.
Who took it from him?
Mania.
Was it the Miz? It was somebody weird too, right? It was the Miz, right?
It was Miz.
It was Miz.
Yeah.
That's why you was sick. Oh man, nah, that's crazy.
How y'all feel about? Well, we on.
It was during Mandy Rose's bullshit too, but yeah.
What you was gonna ask, Snakes?
I was gonna say how y'all feel about the Raw tag belts, like what they doing with Miz.
It's in purgatory right now. I feel like okay, we gave R-Truth his moment. Yes. All right. Does it need to? Do the belts need to be in purgatory while they do comedic relief on stage?
They should have dropped Roster Mania, and 2 should have dropped it to fucking AOP. Actually, dropped them this weekend. Fuck it.
Like I'm gonna be honest. I feel like we seeing more from A-Town Down Under as champions. Like we seeing a tease through a breakup between them. Now I'm not saying it's better than what, but Truth, Awesome Truth not doing nothing.
But not. What I love about A-Town Down Under is that folks may not see it right now, or some do, and it hasn't quite sunk in yet. Do you guys know what we're on the cusp of in SmackDown? a reignition of the greatest blood feud NXT has ever had in Johnny Gargano with Tommaso Ciampa. You know it's coming.
Okay. Okay. I was waiting for it on the main roster, but now that you planting the seeds.
Austin Theory and Grayson Waller are planting the seeds.
Tommaso Ciampa had different ring gear on, away from this Regeneration X bullshit they've been doing.
They ain't matching no more.
Nope, I peeped that. You say the attention to detail now. Let's hope they keep something going there. He went back to this Wolverine color. I'm not sure if it was Wolverine on purpose, but you know the blue and yellow scheme. You know what I mean? He went.
We are about to get the Sicilian psychopath. Daddy Ciampa is about to pull up the SmackDown.
Nah, he needs that old theme. What's that old theme you used to have, bro?
The one he had at NXT? No One Will Survive?
Yeah, no one did survive. Yeah, so he need that. He need to come out to that HD.
He's in search for a Goldie.
I got a feeling it's coming.
He's in search for a Goldie.
No, he's going to have a new name for this one, whichever one he wins.
That'd be fire. I mean, that'll open. Well, he's on SmackDown, right? So that he'll have to go after Logan Paul or whoever holds that belt.
I would not be.
Still five
think about it. Logan Paul, Kevin Owens, Randy Orton,
possibly LA Knight if he beats,
Mello.
Yup.
A lot you can do for that division. And
think about this question. Who do y'all think? No, go ahead. Finish your statement.
No. Think about it. When was the last time each belt, if you think about it, had its own crop of guys, therefore its own division? Legitimately, at least 6-7 guys. We haven't seen that in a while.
Bringing back the importance. The U.S. title felt like it was always it was meaningless to me at a lot of points. Especially when it was over on Raw, you had times where Austin Theory,
that was the dumbest shit in the world.
Yeah, Austin Theory and Bobby Lashley was just taking turns with the title over there on Raw. They didn't really have much for it going on over there either. So,
I mean, it's one thing to switch to the main title. I get that, but the secondary that's kind of like the show's real identity or the brand's real identity. If you really want to break shit down.
I mean, the IC belt always been the stepping stone for me. So it's
for Raw, the US, for SmackDown. That never should have stopped.
What the hell are they doing with Bobby Lashley now?
Man, I feel like ages. Go ahead.
Okay, this is gonna sound fucked up. I'm not sorry. He reminds me of mid-2000s Big Show. 1 minute he's a babyface, 1 minute he's a heel. He's just there.
Yeah, they don't know what to do with him. And
I
don't know why.
Street Profits got a new good Lions already.
Now, I would love to see Lashley versus Montez one time. I would love to see that. But also, maybe we don't know if he's hurt. Maybe he just wanted some vacation. Again, another guy well into his 40s, family man. Maybe he's want to just chill out for a minute because he knows, hey, I got a cool bag. Let the youngsters have their fun. Hunter calls me. He knows I'm good. Let's go. I'm chilling.
Time, age plays a factor if he's truly injured.
And again, maybe he's helping out the kids too.
Could be a number of things. I feel like he's lost in the shuffle too. Like just a few years ago, he was a WWE champion on Raw.
But okay, much like with Sammy, if you think about it, does he need a championship?
No, but I would like to see him still like the same way that they AJ Styles or some of these guys around the heavyweight.
I think it's really boiled down to this. He is the essential gatekeeper, much like how Brock Lesnar was. He's the special attraction. And again, we all know that they miss Brock. Hopefully, Brock is cleared of all that bullshit, and we get to see him back because, again, certain big men need other big men so that way they can actually just be cool or they can do something.
Yeah.
It goes back to what I said earlier. Not everybody can work every style. Lashley, again, given his size, his age, and his injury history, is limited to certain things because of his limited moveset. He ain't got nobody to play with, kids.
Nah, I wasn't gonna say who y'all think the other contestants in Money in the Bank gonna be.
Logan Paul, Carmelo Hayes, LA Knight, Jay Uso. Forgot who I said on. But now that he's on the Shmeen streak, that he got left out the other tournament, we might just see him in the Money in the Bank. Braun Breaker.
Oh, we're definitely seeing Braun.
Crazy. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, and then maybe an Ilya in there.
But no, so here's the thing with Braun. Is 1 year on the main roster, is that sufficient time for him to find his groove, or less than that, and crown him champion?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest, bro. How you feel? Like historically, we used to see dudes come up from NXT and get pushed right into main storylines. Kevin Owens, Finn Balor. I thought the 3 or 4 years that they spent in NXT was sufficient enough for that when they get to the main roster.
How long was he in NXT?
About since NXT 2.0, no? Like maybe 2.5, 3 years.
Okay, so
I agree with you, HD, on that.
So say 3 years. He's been in the main roster, what, 5, 6 months, maybe 4.
He is the son of Rick Steiner and Scott Steiner, arguably one of the greatest tag teams ever.
This is true. It's very true. But I'm just saying, yes, he has potential. But my point is, say, for sake of conversation, whether it's Cody Roman that has the belt this time next year, are they ready to hand that over to Braun? Because think about it. Do you really want Braun to be in that category or lose his first title opportunity this soon?
I mean, if you're telling me a Damian Priest or somebody like that is holding the championship, remember, Braun is on Raw, so I would foresee him cashing in on Raw.
But again, assuming there's going to be a network exclusivity with the rosters, his options are going to be Cody and Roman. Is Braun really? Are you going to put all that pressure on Braun right now? Is 9 months to a year long enough?
Could you see Braun dethroning Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental belt?
I mean, again, I thought this is what we got Gunther prepped up for. So now, like, if you're saying we need
Gunther's
9
different
months,
because Gunther's been in the game for a minute. Braun's less than 5 years in the game.
No, but this is what I'm saying. To your point, is like if we're gonna have to wait, I feel we got people that can. Gunther is positioned right to battle Cody or Roman at this point, in my opinion. So I don't mind waiting if we have to wait with Braun. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. Like again,
Gunther could fill that void.
Man, Razor compared him to Tyreek Hill. He's ready now.
Fair point.
I do remember you saying that.
Athleticism in the ring is one thing. Maintain yes, he was NXT champion, but we're talking about you're going to be the guy of the $5 billion company. Are you ready to have that on your shoulders right now?
I think the crowd is starting to bark with him. They're starting to they know what's up with him right now. Like I think he's getting over me.
But I'm just saying, not many guys that young have been able to withstand that monster yet. We tried with Randy, he crashed and burned. Tried with Brock said, "I'm out of here." Cena was a little bit older. Roman was a little bit older, but it's not since Brock and Randy that we've tried something this young. So now again, Rock did it. Is Braun that dude? Is the question.
He's that dude.
We shall see.
You know, I could see a world in which Jey Uso wins the Money in the Bank, but he doesn't have to be the one to cash it in. Again, we talking about losing the rights to the contract. I could see a world where like
So
Roman makes him defend that or something, or something happens.
So
Anything
you'd
can
rather see
happen,
them
right?
continue to butcher that briefcase legacy or what little procedure has left?
Give me in a perfect match for Money in the Bank. Give me Tama Tonga, Jey Uso, Braun Breaker, Gunther, and shit. Who deserves it?
I feel like CM Punk could also win that shit too, bro.
CM Punk too.
Like
Yes.
I know you've been
That'd be
saying he don't need to
crazy.
win that shit to have the feud with Drew, but it just accelerates it. Like it bypasses all of that. Oh, you didn't earn a title shot bullshit.
I mean,
And CM Punk just cashes in, you know? Like
that would make Drew's reign a little bit more funnier, to be honest.
yeah,
Because
he loses
Drew's
twice.
gonna talk about him anyways.
And
I
again,
guess.
it bypasses that. Oh well, you didn't earn you know, he earned the briefcase though. So I could see them going one of those routes. Cause what you saying also, I don't really see them putting the briefcase on somebody new to not really have them to walk around for like a long time and not execute when the moment is called. Tough.
Hear me out. Xavier Woods with assistance from Karrion Kross.
Nah. For what? Money in the Bank?
Look what they've been doing on Raw. Because he's trying to show him, hey, Kofi ain't there for you. We'll be there for you. Like I said,
I like what they got going on. I don't like
again this further scratching claw towards heel Woods.
I never looked at. I'm gonna be honest, in WWE, I never really, aside from like, I looked back at that King of the Ring tournament. He had a banger match with Ricochet. He had a few bangers.
Folks got to see what he can actually do on his own.
But him,
granted, everyone else was hurt.
Playing the King of the Ring the way he did on some King Booker shit, I feel like it did more harm than good. You think so?
It worked. The crowd loved it, apparently. Like
I don't
much
know.
like you guys get the credit to Jey Uso, the crowd was on board with it. Now this and again, think about it. Say Final Test could screw over Punk or Drew or whatever, put the make it was a champion for a little bit, no longer than what Kofi was, and you can have Cross's brainwash Woods into thinking that he's all shit on his own. He never needed the New Day.
Well, yeah, Big E might come back or something.
Big E getting stem cell MVP. Think about it. Woods versus E. You wouldn't be down for that match as a possible main event?
That'd be
crazy. That could be something special.
We never seen him like that. Like,
I mean, again, if you intend to make him a competitor,
just imagine Barclays, Lincoln Financial, whatever, looking at all the crowd and there's goosebumps. Half them want to cry, half them want to faint and fall over. Just what are we watching? How the fuck did we get here?
Right.
I just need to see, hopefully, like you said, this storyline is going to conclude in that. I see a mean streak from Xavier Woods, then I can buy into it. You know what I'm saying? And not just a mean streak because of the, I want to see it in the ring style. Yeah, in the ring style, like, again, alluding to that first round with Ricochet.
We could be seeing Woods taking out Kofi first, the way Kross is doing shit.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think he's going to do that. He definitely heading at that.
Yeah, I feel like Big Time, unfortunately, with Big E's injury, it's come to a halt, especially when they separated them. I feel like Vince should have never separated them. They should have kept them as is. You got Big E with his two teammates, and he's just champion.
Well, also, I don't know which one of them posted on Twitter not too long ago, but someone tweeted, not all teams last longer than 10 years together. The New Day's at the 10-year mark now.
That's real shit.
That's a hell of a run.
Mm-hmm.
That's one hell of a run.
Because think about it. The other team that was there as long and longer were the Usos. They split. New Day is all by themselves.
And a lot of people forget how the New Day really made that fucking gimmick work. Like
They
people don't
started as
really
heels.
remember. Yeah, people don't really
Everybody
remember the
hated
church
them.
style. Yeah, the church style vignettes. Remember when they was in church with the choir singing and all of that? People forget about that. Them cutting their little promos.
And then folks hated the unicorns at first.
Yeah, there
And
was a
then
lot of
everyone
crazy
learned to
shit they
love
was
them.
on. Yeah, everybody learned to love them. Yeah, it was a lot of crazy shit. The New Day was able to do it, make work somehow. Like they really made their own cereal. Like
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't never like them pancakes.
I ain't gonna lie, that was pretty wild too. Big E pulling that right out his singlet, and people just
not
sitting
even
there,
them chucking it at Michael Cole. Just throwing
man.
bombs.
Yeah, I never liked them pancakes. I never liked that. Yeah. I'm more of a Belgian waffle type of dude. You know what I mean?
I'm crying.
Let me see. That's it that we had on NXT. Yeah, NXT was pretty much like I said. It was a show for Sunday. Yeah, it was a dope show right there. We touched on pretty much everything right there, except one thing. Yo, this is the holy shit moment for me. It might not matter to y'all. Natalia picked up a win. Holy shit. Holy fuck. Natalia. Wow. Just
To
when I
be
thought,
honest,
go
I wouldn't
ahead, baby.
mind seeing Natalya and TNA.
Mm.
Would not be mad at that because that is a very talented roster over there. Have we ever seen Natalya versus Mickey James?
Have we?
Or do you want better? We could possibly see Natalya versus Gail Kim. Arguably two of the greatest female wrestlers of all time.
Where's Trish Stratus at?
She's retired doing her yoga shit in Canada.
She's still a great in-ring wrestler. I don't care what they say.
She could possibly cross over, maybe. Again, who knows with this partnership?
Let me
Never
see.
make me hate Trish Stratus. Whoa, whoa. Like
I
what?
know I wanted to touch on this the other day. Goldberg been getting on a lot of interviews recently. Do you do y'all think he still got a place in wrestling right now? Like
Nah, man.
He's had his fun.
Come on,
he's had his fun.
He's had his fun. Because again, he's got to be close to 60 his own damn self.
He's petitioning for this one more match stuff, this retirement tour.
So here's the thing. So say he does one more match. Legitimately, who? Aside
Right.
from maybe one person, Matt Cardona, there's really nobody else. There's no point in anybody else. It would just look stupid and sloppy. Cardona, at least, he could probably keep Goldberg from doing dumb Goldberg shit.
Okay. I found it interesting. I'm like, I see a lot of Goldberg. Like every time I'm looking at stuff coming across wrestling news, I just see Goldberg mentioning stuff. Like he want one more match. He's talking about Oscar. He talking about the people can't from this generation can't hang with him. You know, people would erase his streak. A whole bunch of stuff I see for him. And I hate to feel like he being bitter right now.
Brock Lesnar.
Yeah. Actually, they feud the second time around was way better than that WrestleMania go home bullshit we got.
Like nigga Goldberg gonna turn one more match to one more match on some Sting shit. Then they had to do another match for Sting.
Well, here's the thing though. He already told Tony Khan, "You ain't worth my goddamn time."
So do you feel he wants like a Ric Flair kind of? Remember how Ric Flair did his own pay-per-view kind of thing? Had a card. He's the main event. You see some shit like that?
I could maybe see an All Japan do something like that because they fuck with the OGs like that. If AEW weren't affiliated with them, I could see New Japan doing it. If AEW weren't affiliated with them, WWE probably not likely. But again, the only obvious one would be a random indie against Cardona. That'd be the only one.
Okay, I just thought I'd ask y'all because, we talk about Natalia, great legend, so it just made me think about Goldberg and what he's been saying around the internet. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, him just trying to rag on Oscar, whatever. I mean, that if he's mad at anyone, be mad at Vince, be mad at Triple H.
I feel again, like it shouldn't even
talented,
be compared.
You weren't.
Yeah, and it shouldn't even be compared. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if Charlotte Flair ends up beating the men's world championship record, are people gonna be upset?
Who cares?
Yeah, like, are we gonna be up in arms?
Not to be real, but again, they're not gonna care in how you think they are.
Right.
Now, if Orange Cassidy or Danhausen beat Goldberg's undefeated streak, then yeah, you got something to bitch about. But other than that, sit down, Grandpa.
Speaking about Goldberg, y'all want to get into the who killed WCW stuff, or y'all want to save the? I don't know if Snakes got to see the full episode. I know me and him missed out on the last.
Yeah,
I know I missed out on the last 16.
The first half. I got to see the end. I ain't gonna lie. I got to see the rest.
Okay.
So all I will say is that there are going to be 3 more episodes.
3 more. All right, best. So when Snakes fully watch that, we could spend the block back on that. You know what I'm saying? And talk about that.
We could touch on it. I mean,
get on it. Best. So like,
I'll catch up.
I missed the first 10 minutes because NXT did some crazy shit this week. They went over time, and I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah,
I didn't know what. I'll be honest with you. It's 10-10 and NXT still going on. I didn't know